Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another video here on a Ford Escape 2006. This computer was here a few months ago to repair due to shorted injectors and coils. He's back with one coil driver. He said that he wanted me to check the computer and see what is going on. As I always mention in all my videos, I will guarantee my labor and parts that are defective, not burn parts. So I have not even opened the computer. All I'm doing right now is this is for John in New Jersey. I connected the computer. I have communication with the scanner. As you can see, it says the pads master key is present, pads enabled, start is enabled, no errors. If I go down to the injectors, none of the injectors have any errors. The only thing that I can see, even with just the computer connected, is that we have indeed an ignition. You see that blue light on the back right there. Nothing is running. That should not be on. So we have a driver that is shorted. I'm going to run the computer right now. I got everything pretty much ready to go. So let's get some RPM here. And we can see that we have, let me see what happened there. I know what's happening. I didn't change uh, the form that they give for this as a 52. I got to revisit. I think it's 54 that I'm used for this one. Give me just 1 second. All right, yeah. So I in their system they put for this vehicle the signal 51 and it doesn't work. So I have to change it over to 52 and I can do that like let me just show you that again in here. So if I put 52 as it was before, I try to run it and it runs for a little bit and then pretty much dies. You see? Just right now it's no injector and it died. So if I turn this off, because I can see that the RPMs when it says 800 in there is like 2000 here, so it shows an error. But if I change this to 51, the computer runs 100%. So I just change that, and now I give 500 RPMs, 700 RPMs, and we got 700 RPMs. So the RPMs matches, and we can see that everything is working on the injectors. Everything is working except for that coil on the back, which, if I am correct, I have to see, but I think I got one, two, three, four here, and then five and six on the back. I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it is. And yeah, so we got a dead ignition coil. As far as injectors, we can see that on the scanner we have absolutely no errors on the injectors. They're running good. Air temperature sensor intake, I change those values as I please in here. And I can change, let me see what I have right now. Yeah, that's actually the lowest I can go with the settings they gave me there. But yeah, keep alive memories. It's okay. Everything is actually working good. When this you will see when the car is running, you have no starter enable. Obviously, it's running. If I turn this off, the starter goes to start enable. That means is everything good. We have pads, everything is working good, and no issues with the computer whatsoever. All right, so yeah, the coolant temperature is one that I can probably raise a little bit. That also changes the amount of fuel, depends on air temperature and coolant temperature. The injector changes and also with the map sensor values, which is obviously one of our main signals. Map and MAF are the ones in consideration in here, and so is the um, throttle position. I can probably raise that a little bit. Yeah, that is more like what they have. And we can see that as soon as I change that, like right here, if I change the TPS, injector time changes completely. And that is, very normal, very good. Nothing is wrong. We have a bad driver. All right, so I'm going to stop the video here and I will proceed with the video again to see what we find. If I find a blown driver, I am sorry, but this is going to have to be a charge for the repair. If I find no blown driver and it's just a bad driver, and then yes, that's something I will definitely cover. All right, so I'll be right back. Let me disconnect this and let me open it up. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I opened the computer. I don't see anything blown as it would be for a bad capacitor. So I mean for a bad coil or so. So these will be definitely covered under warranty. So there is two ways of finding which one is the coil that is, or the drive is that is shorted. One is with a multimeter to ground, or plugging back in everything and then disconnecting each at a time, or checking in the signals which one is the one is always on. Um, the other way that we can do this is with a curve tracer. Again, for those that haven't seen, that is the tool UCE-CT220S, and that's the company on the right, Ucore Electronics. Please just, with this name, look for them, and it is definitely a great tool. I recommend that 100%. I don't sell it, but I recommend it 100%. All right, so what we have here, I'm doing a screen recording, so I don't have to be on there. And I want to show you that my hand, as you can see here, is live. So the view that we have is limited compared to what I can really see, or you will be seeing in here. But so we can go here, and that is not shorted. That is not shorted. Not shorted. Make sure that we are indeed reading. Yes, you see when it's a short, you see that yellow line going up in the curve tracer. So we have, and here we should have ground. Yes, ground, ground. Make sure I'm in the same pin. Ground, ground. Hopefully you guys can see that very well. So yes, all the grounds are here. So this one doesn't seem to be shorted. This one neither. Hmm. I don't see this to be shorted. What is that in here? Let me take a quick look of that with you guys as well, because we do have something in there. Hopefully the camera is also picking up this black spot in here. But I mean, for where I can see, you see how the um, board is populated. This should be an empty spot. Looks like it's probably damaged from before. You guys see that part of here? Yes, you can see that very well. So it looks like it's a little hollow. It looks like the camera is moving. What is moving? You see how that image is getting a little smaller? I think it's not the camera. I think it's actually the computer is sliding. It's sliding out. All right, so let me get you guys back out so we can see more. Um, the other thing that we can check, and this is the nice thing about, again, the curve tracer. Now I'm checking the gate. Make sure all the gates look the same. Okay, this one doesn't look the same, right? Oh no, that's was probably touching something else. And one thing we can do with this tool, and I'm going to pause 1 second. So what I'm going to do is go over to the advanced mode, again right there, and then I'm going to enable database. That will let me add a point. So let me just add that on. All I'm going to do is same thing. I'm going to grab the first one and then add it and use that as a comparison, right? All right, so let me just do that. Be right back. All right, and I just did. All I did was again touching the first gate, and now you can see that we have that red image and the test point number 1. So now, with that image in place, I can, since we are having both images, I can go over to the next gate. Does it look the same? It's a perfect image. Now the next gate, there's a perfect image. The next gate, this one is just a little tiny bit, but nothing that I will condemn. Not yet. And then we go over to here. It's a perfect image. And then the last one, right? Is again a little off, but nothing that I can condemn the computer. So, something is not right here, because with that test on the gate that I just did here, I'm also testing the pre-driver. Let's call this the pre-driver, and that is not the case. Hmm. Let me, well, because we are checking it to ground, not to case ground. So let's now move the case, to this alligator, because the one that I was using for the actually curve tracer was on one of the grounds. Remember, this computer also has a case ground, and we haven't done this test. So I'm going to switch hands so we can check that, and we can remove this test point from here. Um, Actually, just to get it off the screen. So let's just remove the database. So we're going to go to here, and that has a resistor, that has an open. So that's, you see, this is where we have to see. See, that's not the same as this, but we cannot say, okay, so it looks like we have a problem here. You see, because this is open, this is open, this is open, and this is open. So this is our problem right here. So something is shorted to case. You see right there, as it is showing a resistance. So we might have a bad capacitor, but it's kind of weird that it's only on one and not in all. So I'm going to have to remove the entire case to see if, because as you can see, I did apply very good thermal paste around. But I seen sometimes on these computers when, especially when they have so much damage, let me just move the camera so you guys can see, because I didn't know that you guys were so far away from what I was testing. So this one, again, you see the image on there, and if we check that one compared to this one, is not the same, right? So that's what you're looking for when you're using your curve tracer. Compare a signal to a signal. So all these drivers for the injector, I'm sorry, for the coils, they should read all the same. So if we have again the gate test, and this is now to case ground, this should be all the same. See, the ground through the case ground is completely isolated. So all these should be now reading open, and that's a flat line means open. A straight line up means shorted. So these all should be open because they should be completely isolated from the case, not the case of this one. So we might not have a problem with any of the drivers or anything. We might have a problem either with the case shorting in here, not enough thermal paste, or again, since this computer was really damaged, because you see, you can go and revisit the first video and you'll see how the computer was. So the problem is not in any of the drivers, is again here. So let me remove the case, sorry, the board from the case, and we can go from there. I hope that you guys are liking this, as this is, I'm sharing so much information in here for those that are there and like this electronics. I'm a very passionate person on electronics, and I don't mind about sharing information to a point. Again, this is my goal, is for you to send your computer to me and repair. If you are in electronics, I will share some of the basic stuff like I'm doing in here, and then you have to start on your own or wait for when I starting to do classes and take you up to the next level. All right, so let me remove the board from the case. I'll be right back. All right, guys, the screen recording. I forgot to stop this, so I'm gonna have to edit this. But all right, guys, as you can see, I removed the board from the case, and we definitely do have a spot in here. Let me get a plastic pointer. Give me just 1 second. So hope you guys can see right there. I'm pointing it and put them in the screen right there. So this is our spot. That is, if I go over to the board, which is now like this, but if I put it, remember, this is like this, so it will be in the opposite direction, but location wise, we can see that this black spot is that black spot right there. So it's like I said, so it's nothing wrong. I'm glad that John did send this. Is exactly on that on the driver. Is exactly there. So what I'm going to do, let me um, try to find um, because I'm not going to put thermal paste this time because as you can see the thermal paste is good. You see the thermal paste and thermal paste dissipation is actually all the way around good. Um, I'm going to use a thermal tape. I just need to find that out. So let me stop this 1 second. Let me pause the video. All right, guys, let me start the screen recording again. All right, guys, I put you in the tripod. All right, so this is the thermal conductive adhesive tape that I'm talking about. So sometimes, especially in this force, um, this happens after a major, uh, sorry for all that noise, after a major damage like the one he had. So what I would recommend to do is again use this thermal paste. The nice about this thermal paste is that again is thermal thermal conductive, but not electric conductive, which you have to be careful because sometimes in other applications you will have problems if you use this not this one not a thermal conductive tape that is also electric conductive because there are some that are also conductive as well. All right, so I would recommend, let me just take a look at both sides of the board. Yeah, we got no issues on the other side. And all this is what I'm trying to do right here is covering the area where the coils, and the reason is not just only the coil drivers, the one that heat up the board, is these two um, resistors. These are current sensor resistors the computer had. They always get the ones that are very hot, and that's what they creates this issue. All right, so let me make sure you guys, yep, you guys are having a very good view. I will add a little more thermal paste on the other side. For those that wants to know, again, this is the thermal compound. Make sure you guys can see that well, okay? And all you do is, again, just put it on here. That's it. The same board will squeeze it down and spray it. If you want, you can take a brush and spread it around. Realistically, not necessary. All right, so um, let me just put this back in the board. I'm going to be just off a camera for 1 second. Try to be as organized as possible because this office start to get in the lab to start to get really, really small for everything that I do here. But I'm very happy. So again, I'm just going to bolt it down. My little doggy loves to bark. That's what I use this microphone because with that little doggy here, he barks to everything, and I don't mind, you know. That's his life. He loves it. Try to educate it to not do it, but you know what? It's a dog, right? Dogs bark, so that's it. All right, guys, let me get you a little closer. Actually, with what you guys are seeing up in the tab, it should be good enough, but I always try to give you the best possible view here. All right, so everything is going. Make sure I have my screen recording going. Yeah, it is recording, so perfect. All right, so again, we're going to do the same test. So I'm going to case ground. Always check your equipment. So I'm going to touch in here, and we do indeed have a perfect connection. All right, so we're going to go over to the first one. It's open, 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 and open. This is the fix, 100%. The nice about having the setup that I have is that now I can run a computer and then check everything again, right? So we have this good, this good. Yeah, like I said, we didn't have any drivers or gate issue. It was actually Vor touching and doing that. So let me plug in again the computer. We don't need the Kurt tracer no more, so we can close this down. Um, I will leave the screen recording so you guys can see the whole setup of the full probe as it goes. I'm going to put this away so I don't have to take too much time for the video. And you guys are in first row. Yes, so all right, so we're going to connect everything back. So B is the center one. Connectors are going to be inverse because of the computer's position, but that's not a problem. We are good in there. And let me put the key back into the transceiver. I want to make sure that we have also activation, and this is a very nice coil from Wakesy. They send this to me for free. It's just a transceiver test coil. All right, so we are good to go in there. I'm going to turn the all equipment on. I don't really need the scanner for this no more. And I'm going to tell you immediately I know that is good because let me take you guys before when I turned that on, that was beeping and now it's no longer beeping, which is great. I know that this is 100% a fix. All right, so let me get the full proof going. Oh, it's not on, right? Now it's on. I'm gonna have to restart this most likely. Oh no, I did found it. All right, so let's just start. Let me move this to here. I'm gonna make this window a little smaller. Realistically, we don't need it no more, but it's there, so let's just leave it. All right, so we're going to go to escape and then paths. This internal means internal. And as you can see, the signal says 52. So I go here, I'm going to move everything as I have before around there. The only reason I need a scanner is to really adjust this to where I can think is okay, but I can guesstimate. And then we're going to change the signal to 51, apply that, turn the ignition on, and then just give in RPM, right? Oh, well, if I turn the computer on, computer was off. All right, so once again, everything is now working 100%. All right, so you can see in the screen now the computer adjusting itself, but now we have completely nicely switching lights, and that's exactly, the visual confirmation is very important. And this is how knowledge is also applied into everything. I mean, they just jumped the gun in replacing components without really understanding how they work. Because otherwise, you're going to burn yourself replacing things that it wasn't even necessary. You see how, a voltage drop, a short to ground was the finding of what was going on. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the board, and we can see that it was just from the previous damage. I should have put that, and I will from now on just use that tape from for Fords. Like that, I don't have this, but this is covered 100% under warranty. Let me just do the closure of the video. Hopefully you guys can see me there. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. Like I said, oof, that was a message through my phone. All right, thank you so much for visiting the channel. I hope that you guys are liking all these videos are not just, customer video for. I share a lot of information. If you watch the entire video, you will understand what I'm saying. All of my videos of repairing computers have always great information. I try to take the time to explain, to show how to use a tool, like in this case, the curve tracer. You could do that with the multimeter, but you can get burned too. Multimeters are very good for some tests, but not for everything. Even the oscilloscope can fail in there. And the correct tool in here, as you can see, is the curve tracer without a doubt. This is the easiest visual confirmation. You can see open, close. It applies a higher voltage. I have a stronger curve tracer here. This is another one that I have too. This is it's called the AF5FB Octopus. I got this from eBay. I recommend that as well, 100%. You will need in this case to use an oscilloscope, and it has two cables for X and Y. You can use it with a picoscope. I can use it with the Rod and Schwartz. They all have the X and Y, and that is also great. The reason I use the UCore curve tracer, as you can see, it has the software, everything is ready to go. I don't have to connect oscilloscopes or anything. It's really, really easy. So, but when I need to apply more voltage, this is the tool, because as you can see here, it goes up to 33 volts. So if you're checking bigger components, this is the tool that I use, and I keep it because it's really, really good. So I want to share that as well. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have a shop, if you have a marine engine computer, I work in all modules as long as I have information and diagnostic tool to test it. As you see in some of my previous videos, I got everything pretty much for marine engines and all automotive trucks up to like F350s, four F350s, GM Silverados, 2500 HD diesel. I have just repaired a computer not even 2 weeks ago. You can take a look at that one as well. So again, I work in all those modules and everything is going really well. Customers are happy. I tried to, stick with my warranties, and I'm always 100% crystal clear and honest. I don't see, like I don't hide anything, especially for a customer. If this would be burned, I'm sorry, it's burned. It's not my warranty, but this 100% warranty, and this is for me to show all the customers and all of you that I am actually crystal clear and honest person. I am a human and can make mistakes, and but yeah, that's what my warranties are there for. So, and this is one of those cases. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. I don't take more of your time. See you next time. Bye bye.